What's up, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to the Brandon Coin YouTube channel. I apologize, this will be recorded on my phone, but that's because we're having some technical difficulties with my main computer. It says it's like driver errors, regardless, whatever. People have been requesting my guide to getting Salad up and running. It is super simple, super easy, but there are some little tips and tricks that may help you not only get it up and running, but get those workloads. And if you're not getting workloads, or if you're getting bad jobs, the correct way, or at least what I think is the correct way, to dump those bad jobs and try to get another one. So if you get stuck on a bad one. So let me flip this around and show you from the beginning. All right, guys, so we're going to start from the top. You're going to want to go to salad.com. If you do use my link down below, it is much appreciated. It is a referral link. It does help me out. If you don't want to use my link, you know what? I understand, but regardless, on salad.com, you're going to click Earn with your GPU. Do not click Deploy on Salad. That is to deploy workloads if you want computational power. We do not want additional computational power. We want to sell our computational power. So click Earn with your GPU. It's going to bring you to a page that says download. You're going to click download. It's going to go up here into your downloads folder. I'm on Chrome. I recommend Chrome. I like Chrome. It works good. Just give it a second. I'm going to pause this because I already downloaded it once. So we have our download right there, 462 megabytes. And you go to a page like this. Now you're going to have to sign up. So you click I agree, your email, submit, or you can sign in with Google. I already have a Google on here, so we're going to click sign in with Google. Oh, BC PCs. By the way, I am remoted in, and this is a dedicated Salad rig. So let's go over the specs real quick and some recommendations, because some things have changed since I did that recommended specs video about 2 weeks ago. Unfortunately and fortunately, some people have been doing Salad videos and it's been really popular. So more people are online, and that is eating up available workloads. So now only jobs are going to higher priority or higher spec'd out systems. So let's roll through it together. As for CPU, so far I've noticed it's not a huge difference on like 8 core and up CPUs. For example, this is an older Xeon. This is a 12 core, 24 thread Xeon. It's a DDR4 platform board. It's a V4. It gets good jobs. I wouldn't say it gets better or worse than any modern DDR4 8 core or up Intel or AMD. I have friends that have 5900Xs and 5800Xs, and they're netting about the same whenever they do get workload jobs. So don't go out and buy, 7950 X3Ds because it's not going to make you significantly more money. Now, as for memory, originally I said 16 gigs was the minimum. In my opinion, all my 16 gig systems quit making any kind of workloads, so they would not pick up any jobs. 32 gigs is the minimum now for your entry-level cards, like your 3060s, 3060s, 3080 Ti's, 4060 Ti's. Really, I suggest 64 gigs. So yeah, that's kind of how the cookie crumbles on that. As for your drives, this is only a 120 gig SSD. I'm waiting for, I have some 500 gig NVMe's coming in. A 120 gig SSD will limit you, because some of these workloads, I noticed the containers are going over 100 gigabytes. So that means I'm not eligible for those jobs. That means I'm not getting those jobs. And this is my least performing system. So it just goes to show you, because we'll go over the rest of the specs, this is the weak link on this system. Now going further down, you see we are on Ethernet. I do suggest Ethernet. I think they suggest Ethernet as well. But if you have Wi-Fi and you don't have Ethernet, then it is what it is. As for Ethernet speed, each of these are 100 down and 50 up. I have them sectioned off so that way they not one single one takes from another, because I had some that were pulling like 300 and 400 down, and then the other ones were only pulling like 10 and 20. So I don't know if it was just doing a bad job of managing it with the switch, but it seems to be better now that I have them sectioned off. But some people were asking, could you do it with 50 down and 10 up? And I think you can. It would just limit you on systems. So I don't know the technical like recommended specs. I have asked about that on the Ethernet side or internet speed side, but we'll go from there. And now this is with video streaming off. If you don't have gigabit, asynchronous gigabit with 1,000 up, 1,000 down, I would leave video streaming off. So yeah. As for GPU, this one is a 3090. As I said before, nothing below a 3060 is going to get a container job. So 3050s, all the 20 series. Somebody said 2080 Ti's were getting some container jobs, but I guarantee they're not getting them now that more people are on the network. 3060 12 gigs, yes. 3060 Ti's and 3070s with only 8 gigs of VRAM are struggling. 3080s with the 10 gigs of VRAM are struggling to get jobs. But yeah, 12 gig and up VRAM cards are recommended. More than that is obviously better. Now going on further, so we have our download done. I did uninstall it on this computer so that way we can install it together. We're going to click on install. This is your dashboard. You unlock little avatars as you get more done, that kind of thing. Click to install. Where are we at here? There we go, verifying installer. We're going to agree. We're going to minimize that. I apologize, I'm recording this with my phone. The system that I did want to record on is having some technical difficulties. I might need to rebuild it. Installing Salad. Alright, so there we go. Oh, sorry. Run Salad. So Salad, 99% of the time you won't see anything except down here in your tray. So, yep, you click login. We'll click login. Did we, are we there? That's weird. Oh, there we go. Okay. Connecting. Great job, Chef. Connecting the kitchen. I don't know what that was about. I am remoted in, so with Chrome Remote Desktop. By the way, you cannot use RDP to remote in. It does mess with something they have going on in their settings. So if you use RDP, it'll make your salad go haywire. So we're connecting to the kitchen. Trying to do this all one take to show you from start to finish. Connecting to the kitchen. I actually need to fix my time zone right here. Let's fix that while we're waiting. Alright, so adjust date and time. We'll set up that PC here in a second. Pacific time. We are -5. -5 Eastern time. Okay. Alright, so now we're going to click Setup PC. Looks like this should earn on average $100 a month. We have NVIDIA with at least 8 gigabytes of VRAM, 3090, at least 16 gigs of system RAM. I do think this needs to be updated. 16 gigs of system RAM and 8 gigs of VRAM will not net you jobs very reliably, at least not right now. Hopefully they will be expanding upon that. So let's continue. We're going to configure workloads manually. Turn off video streaming if you don't have gigabit. Click continue. Whitelist Salad in Defender. Click continue. Yes. I don't run any other antivirus or anything on this system. I suggest if you're going to do Salad to do dedicated systems because it takes up so many resources. To try to use it on a personal computer, there wouldn't be much computer left, and it would hurt your workloads and drop jobs. So I don't select a target reward because it just is annoying and will yell at you when you hit your reward. Just hit skip for now, and then finish setup, and we're not quite done. Click on the question mark, and you'll notice that setup container environment is already done on my end. So if you don't have that selected, or if you need to fix that and you have to enable WSL, I will be doing a separate video on that because sometimes you have to do it with a command line. Most of the time you don't. Most of the time you can just click enable WSL. Now, if you're running into problems and it says you have to go into your BIOS, one way to check to see if your virtualization needs to be enabled. So hit Control, Shift, and Escape to bring up your task manager, or just type in task manager, hit advanced, go to performance, CPU, and make sure virtualization's enabled. If it's not, you need to go into your BIOS and turn that on, because virtualization has to be enabled to have your container environments. Now our power is only 5 out of 6. It wants us to set bandwidth usage to video streaming, but if you do that, it's just going to waste time and try to do it and fail. So just leave it off, because we don't have enough bandwidth to share it. Now if we go down here and we click on Salad, the next thing we're going to do is go to Performance and click on Configure Hardware. Then you're going to go leave CPU and GPU enabled, allow elevated permissions, video streaming's off, advanced options. You're going to go down here and auto stop disabled and crypto mining disabled. Now you can close that out. The next big settings is you go to your search bar, type in sleep. We want to go to power and sleep settings, and we want to set it to never. We never want it to sleep, because that will mess with your workloads as well. All right, so now we go back to Salad and we hit chop now, and literally just let it chop. It will say calculating, sometimes longer than others, but I would imagine, and on average, you should see it pop up with something there within about an hour to 2 hours. If it goes longer than that, then you may need to look elsewhere. And a good indication if you are actually have some kind of connection and your container environment is loading is go over to your task manager and look for internet WSL. As you can see, we have an internet connection WSL. That's your virtual Ethernet line to the container job, and you see it's getting data. That means it's going to be downloading and loading up a container environment. Another way to see if there's an active container environment is go to your file explorer, go to this PC, go to the C drive, and then go into the top and make sure you don't block it out. So C drive / program data, no spaces. How to bring this up, go to Salad, then go to WSL, and then there will be a file in here called ext something. And then look at the date modified. Date modified 9:26 p.m. Today it is 9:26 p.m. That means this is actively being used. Right now it's right at 1 gigabyte. If we refresh it, it's probably downloading stuff. Let's see here. Maybe not. So it is accessing it, because you can see right here, we're downloading 59 meg right there. Let's see here. Oh yeah, see, it's going up. It went up 200 megabytes right there. So it is accessing that. It's loading the container in there. So it is doing something, even though it says calculating. The biggest thing you have to deal with on Salad is being patient. It's hard to be patient, but I imagine there is some kind of back-end reliability score. I don't know for sure if they do keep up with that, but I imagine more reliable machines that stay online longer should get a better job rate. You know, why would you give jobs to machines that are currently going offline all the time? Doesn't make sense. Now, there is a whole Star Chef based system. In my opinion, I haven't noticed any difference. I have some systems that are Star Chef, but you have to enable the bandwidth sharing for them to be Star Chef. So I just leave that off, so then they're not Star Chef. I'll try to get some clarification on that in the future, but other than that, ladies and gentlemen, that is how you get Salad up and running and going. So everything before this was me installing a copy of Windows 10 Pro, running all the Windows updates, and then installing the NVIDIA drivers. Now, there is a bad version for the NVIDIA driver, and let me pull that up real quick and just let you know which one to avoid. Let's see here. I got it open on my other screen. All right, so there's a known issue with NVIDIA driver 555.89 and 555.99. If you're running these drivers, you could try to revert to an older version. Other than that, it's likely that there's a supply-demand issue. Oh, he was just replying back to me about not getting jobs on my 3090. So, yeah. 3090 is doing something, 25%. It's not doing something, so that's curious there. Let's go over to the processes. Let's see what's running. Not really much of anything. VM-MIM. So that's the that's going to be your container environment. So the container environment's doing a little bit. It's got 2 gigs loaded in on memory, and it will eat up a significant amount of memory. So, it's just time to sit back and wait. Anyways, guys, y'all have a good one. I'll see you on the next one. Adios.